Theme park experts know there's a difference between Disney World and Universal Studios, and we don't mean the way that you think. Hey everybody, it's Chris for AllEars TV and AllEars.net. Today we're debating the perks of Disney World and Universal. Who has the better prices, line options, annual passes, hotels, and more. This list was compiled directly from you, AllEars.net readers and social media followers who have joined the conversation to help your fellow viewers decide which of these theme parks offers the better value. Long lines are pretty much synonymous with visiting a theme park, so finding ways to save time and skip regular standby lines is key. If you want to skip the lines at Universal Studios, you can use the Express Pass, which starts at $79.99 per day. There's no need for a special app, no reservations necessary, no confusing rules, and no early wake-ups. You simply scan your Express Pass into any eligible ride to enter the Express Pass lane and skip the standby wait.
The Express Pass at Universal is a tantalizing option. Honestly, and also it means you do not have to think and you're gonna have a good day. There's no world where you just getting to skip the line once on every ride doesn't let you get everything done that you want to get done. That's a killer perk. The days you want it, it's expensive as all get out because it has pricing that changes based on how crowded the parks are, how high demand the day is. Now, the fact that it's a perk that you get at the hotels, oh my goodness, that's wild. First of all, Disney, you don't even get Disney Genie Plus if you stay as a guest. And second of all, even if you did, it wouldn't be as good of a perk as Express because you still have to do all the finagling with Disney Genie. Whereas Express, that's smooth sailing.
You can't re-ride rides with the Express Pass, but you can with the Express Pass Unlimited. 27 rides total are eligible, although there's no express lane available for the most popular rides like Velocicoaster or Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. The Express Pass is on the pricier side, but you can also stay in certain eligible hotels to have it included in your stay.
Yes, obviously I like Expresses. I literally hate waiting in lines. I never want to wait in line at all if I can avoid it, and Express Pass is how you do that at Universal Orlando. The only thing I don't love about Express Pass is the fact that it's very expensive, upwards of several $100s per person per day. But if you stay at select Universal hotels, you get it included for free, which includes your check-in and check-out day. So I always tell people, you're gonna pay for a hotel anyway, you might as well stay at one of these Universal hotels, and then even just for a night, because then you'll get 2 days full of Express Pass and you can jump in the lines for pretty much anything you want. So yeah, I love Express Pass. I also like how easy it is. You literally show up at the attraction, show them your card, and you go through the line. No booking anything, no reserving anything, you just show up and have fun.
Skipping the lines in Disney World is a lot cheaper than Universal's Express Pass, but it has many rules attached. Genie Plus costs $15 per day per person. And while you get unlimited lightning lanes, those are the lines you use to bypass standby lines, you need to schedule a reservation for every ride, one at a time. You can start making reservations at 7 a.m. on the day of your visit, and there are over 50 total rides and attractions included. You can also opt to pay a la carte prices for some of the newer or more popular rides like Rise of the Resistance or Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, which aren't included in Genie Plus. Reader Stacy H said, Disney can't even be bothered to give deluxe resort guests a free $15 Genie Plus per guest, whilst Universal gives their deluxe resort guests $100 plus Express Pass? Nice use of whilst, Stacy. PTB asked, does Disney even have any perks left? No contest. Universal. Free Express at the deluxe hotel wins every time. Genie Plus is a nightmare.
Stacy, I feel your pain. We're all in this together, okay, to quote High School Musical. But things are the way they are, and they are not changing anytime soon. And maybe we should think of it this way. I mean, because Genie Plus is only $15, maybe that would seem like kind of a cheap perk for Disney to be offering. And instead, if you're a deluxe resort guest, you get a little bit of extra time in the park, which is probably a lot more valuable than Genie Plus. I'm trying to think on the bright side here. I think you're only punishing yourself if you choose not to use Genie Plus because you're mad that it used to be a free service.
So I agree with Stacy's comment that it's a great perk that if you stay at a Universal resort, you then get the Express Pass for free. And if you stay at a Disney resort, you are not getting Genie Plus for free. You're still gonna have to pay that $15 per day per person to be able to use that. You're gonna be stuck on your phone trying to find, when you can get on Rise of the Resistance, when you can get on Remy. And I just think that I would rather spend my time enjoying the parks than sticking my face in my phone the entire time.
Okay, Stacey H. I felt a little aggression in that statement, and I don't think you're wrong. I will say though, for Genie Plus, if it's just me by myself in the park, and I know I'm having a quick day and I want to get through what I can get through, I will get it. $15, I have spent more on a Disney keychain. That being said, I would pay the $100 for the Express Pass because you're getting on what you want to get on. You don't have to fool with, the app. It's not annoying hoping you'll get on something. You don't have to worry about times. Like, Express Pass all the way, I would pay it. I would go Express Pass all day long before I chose Genie Plus. But I also just don't like fooling with the app and hoping that I get the rides that I want to get.
When it comes to frequent visiting, an annual or season pass can be useful to save money on tickets. There are lots of Universal annual pass options, including 8 different passes to choose from. There are 4 pricing tiers for both Florida and non-Florida residents, with the ability to choose whether you want to access 2 or 3 Universal parks. Park access can include Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida, or you can also add on Volcano Bay Water Park. The highest pass is the Premier Pass at $944.99 for non-Florida residents, and it comes with all 3 parks and no blockout dates.
I think that Universal has a lot of great annual pass holder perks, the first of which are the discounts. Like Disney, they have it on merchandise, but unlike Disney, Universal actually gives annual pass holders discounts on all quick service food too, for the most part. So when you get ice cream in Wizarding World of Harry Potter, even when you get Starbucks, you're getting a discount on that food. They also give certain levels of annual pass holder early theme park entry, which is a great perk, an hour extra in the parks. Certain levels of annual pass get free Express Pass after 4 p.m. Often you get discounts on things like Halloween Horror Nights tickets, or some of them even come with the Horror Nights tickets. They give you freebies like magnets and pins. Universal does a lot for their annual pass holders.
So what about the perks? Universal pass holders get hotel room discounts, theme park and event ticket discounts, and the higher tier passes also get free parking, early admission, and discounted food and merch. The highest tier pass, the Premier Pass, also gets pass holder valet and prime self-parking, Universal Express after 4 p.m., and 1 free Halloween Horror Nights ticket.
I'm gonna continue buying that Universal annual pass because it is so worth it. In 2 visits, it completely pays for itself. Not even counting perks, that's just in tickets on its own. Annual pass perks at Universal, you tend to get discounts on hotels. I have used that when I've had people visiting. You tend to get discounts on Halloween Horror Night tickets in September. I will certainly be using that. The biggest one I use is free parking. Breedlove and I went to a show at City Walk the other night, and we got there right before the parking turned free, because it turns free at a certain time of night. But we were there before it turned free, and Breedlove was like, oh my, digging through his bag to get his card out, and I was like, parking's free for annual pass holders, Breedlove, because it's expired. So, and also Breedlove doesn't drive, so how would he know that?
Disney World, on the other hand, recently overhauled their annual pass program with 4 tiers of annual passes available for purchase, though make a note that only 1 pass is available right now. The highest priced annual pass is the Disney Incredipass for $1,299, and it's the only pass available for non-Florida residents. It has no blockout dates, and pass holders can make 5 park reservations at a time. Only Florida residents are able to make monthly payments after a $205 down payment, which means non-Florida residents must pay the full $1,300 out of pocket. Pass holders get free parking, park hopping, food and merchandise discounts, and occasional hotel discounts. Reader Angela B said, for AP, Universal. Reader Sheila B said, honestly, Universal. There are pass holder only areas at Universal, and your food discounts work at anything serving food from popcorn to the top cuisines. But Sue V said they still prefer being a Disney World annual pass holder. Disney, AP at both, no contest.
It's all based on your particular situation, and only you know. There are people who come a lot, friends that I have, that missed getting the annual pass when it was opened back up last September, and they are waiting hope and praying that the pass will be offered again.
Another thing that makes me choose the Disney annual pass over the Universal one is I'm more likely to buy Disney merch than any of the merch that's at Universal. At Universal, I might buy a couple of Harry Potter items, but other than that, I'm not really interested in anything else. But I know when I go to Disney, I'm going to be stuffing my bag full of souvenirs, and I'm probably gonna buy 5 more pairs of ears and a couple of Loungefly bags, all of that stuff. And with your Disney annual pass, you'll be able to save money on that. So I know I'm going to spend the money, so I would rather have the annual pass that's going to save me that money.
Before we move on, we want to remind you to head over to AllEars socials on Facebook and Instagram for more theme park throwdowns, and AllEars.net to leave your reviews for everything Disney parks related. Hotels, restaurants, rides, festivals, pools, so much more. Your opinion is what makes AllEars.net the go-to website for fans and trip planners around the globe. Be sure to check out that site right after we talk about hotels. Both Disney World and Universal have hotels available on property, but there's definitely a difference between the two theme parks. Universal has 4 categories of on-property hotels available, which they categorize as value, prime value, preferred, and premier. In Disney language, that means 3 of them equate to value and moderate hotels. Ultimately, there are fewer hotel options, but better perks.
The most valuable perk at staying at a Universal hotel is the aforementioned Express Pass, which you get at Royal Pacific, at Portofino Bay, and at the Hard Rock. Most of the hotels, all but one, are easily walkable to the parks, which I think is a huge perk. They also all have that transportation. Universal Orlando has also brought back package pickup, so if you buy something in the park, you can send it back to your hotel. Lots of good perks.
The Endless Summer Resorts, Dockside and Surfside, start at $91 per night, while the more moderate hotel Lowe's Sapphire Falls Resort starts at $184 a night. Most hotels are indoor entry, and all hotels have access to Starbucks coffee. Hotel guests also get early park entry, which allows them to enter the parks 1 hour before park opening.
You get early theme park entry, which means you might not even need that Express Pass if you're playing your cards right, because you might pop into the park, get everything done that you would need the Express Pass for, and then just get to have like a leisurely great day. The proximity to the park is a big deal because if you're staying off property at Universal, you have to go to the parking garages. And those are a haul. It's a haul to get from the Universal parking garages to the park gates, because you have to go through the parking garages, through the other parking garages if you're in a far back one, down all those moving walkways, through security, down some more moving walkways, all the way through City Walk, and then around the lake to either park that you're headed into, and then you have to walk to where you're trying to get to in the park. So it's like a haul. But if you're staying at the resorts, it's like a little jaunt on a boat over.
Disney World hotels are organized into 3 categories, including value, moderate, and deluxe, which basically designate different price tiers, with value being the cheapest at around $180 and upward per evening. Moderate hotels are generally $250 and up, and deluxe can run you upwards of $400 per night. Disney World hotel perks include early theme park entry and extended evening hours, as well as free Disney transportation options. But early theme park entry is only 30 minutes before park opening, and extended evening hours are available exclusively to deluxe hotel guests.
Disney perks, let's talk about. They have a few perks. They've changed quite a bit over the last few years, but they still do have a few if you stay on property. The first one, most notable, transportation. Buses, Skyliners, boats, depending on where you're staying. They have a few ways to get around Disney, which is nice and complimentary, especially if you don't want to drive. They have early magic hours. It's about 30 minutes in the morning. You can get in if you're staying on property, and then if you stay in certain deluxe resorts, they also have evening hours. You don't have to leave Disney. Some people love that, like full immersion. You're all up in Disney World 24/7 while you are there. You can put your charges on your Magic Band, which is always nice if you don't have your card. And you can do your lightning lanes a little bit earlier. You can start at 7 if you're staying on property. And then if you're not, you can start when the park opens. Early Magic used to be like an hour or even 2 hours sometimes if you got really lucky. So the 30 minutes isn't as exciting if you used to experience the 1 to 2 hours. You can still quite get a little bit done, but it's not as significant as it used to be.
Reader Gia B said, you can't beat Universal's top-tier hotel perks. And Jessica H said, in terms of perks, if you define them as extras that are unpaid, or perhaps better defined as included in the price of your ticket and stay, right now Universal takes it. Meanwhile, Allie S said, Walt Disney World has the only perks I care about. And Michelle N said, Disney. Universal is a one-day park at best. So much more to see and do at Disney. The perks are still there, but people are quick to complain about changes.
I need to agree with Allie and Michelle. I moved to Orlando to be close to Walt Disney World. I'm sorry, that's reality. I never even thought about Universal until I moved here. So the idea of building my vacation around Universal Orlando Resort is just like, no. I will build my vacation around Walt Disney World and consider taking a trip over to Universal Orlando for a day, maybe two, maybe, probably not. And the resorts over there are beautiful. I was blown away by Portofino Bay when Molly did a resort tour there. So yeah, I mean, there are incredible things going on over at Universal Orlando. It's just, probably as amazing as they are, not going to be something I prioritize because what I love is over here, Walt Disney World.
Universal Perk Pros. There are no reservations necessary for Express Pass. You have cheaper hotels with really good perks and 8 annual pass options to choose from. The cons, Express Pass is expensive and you can't buy your way onto the most popular rides. Plus, there are less hotels available to get those primo perks. Disney World Perk Pros. Genie Plus is cheaper than Express Pass, and you can buy a shortcut to the line even on the newest and most in-demand rides. Plus, there are lots of hotel choices to get those perks. The cons, Genie Plus is complicated. There are fewer hotel perks and fewer annual pass options.
I have pushed Genie Plus to the limits, and I think it can be a very helpful service, but ultimately the ability to just pay and then walk up to anything that you want to ride is a better service. I also think Universal... Hey, buddy. I also think that Universal hotels, with having walkable hotels for most of them, as well as package pickup, is a huge perk. I think the Express Pass is a huge perk that Universal has at certain hotels. And I think the pass holder benefits are better at Universal. So Universal wins this one for me.
For me, the question of perk is kind of irrelevant because I am a Disney World person and I don't really care about Universal Orlando Resort. Yeah, they're gonna throw free stuff at you to try to get you to stay there, and they're gonna offer you more for less money because they're trying to get you to go there when you're visiting Walt Disney World. People come to Orlando to go to Disney World. They're not coming to go to Universal Orlando Resort. It's kind of an afterthought. And so I understand why they offer so much for free. I don't need that. I don't need to visit those parks if I'm on vacation here, and I don't need Disney World to offer me free stuff because I'm gonna come here anyway, because I love their rides, I love their characters, I love their food, I love their shows, I love everything about the way Disney does theme parks.
Universal's perks are better. For the annual pass, the perks are better. Express Pass, I tie it with Genie just because it's so expensive, but it's so much better if you do get it. So we'll give them a tie there. The annual pass perks, worlds better. Worlds better. If you're trying to make a decision on an annual pass between the two of those parks, obviously the biggest thing is like which one are you actually going to get your money's worth out of, which it's easier to do at Universal, but you might want to spend more time at Disney, so it might be a little easier for you to do at Disney. But if you're deciding on perks, Universal, man. Universal all the way. The perks at Universal are leagues beyond the perks that you get at Disney with the annual pass right now.
For me, if I have an annual pass to Disney, I know that I'll be able to come back. So it isn't a big deal if I can't get on a specific ride because I missed the time slot or the line was too long, something like that. But if I'm going to Universal and I know I'm not going to be back for a while, I'll spend the money on that Express Pass so that I can get everything done during the time that I'm there because I'm not sure when I'm gonna come back. So I would recommend kind of picking one Express Pass and picking one annual pass, and then you can kind of just like marry the two together and use them to your benefit.
So the first and most important to me, transportation. I hate driving. If you're like me, Disney has got you taken care of. They have boats, they have Skyliners, they have buses. They can get you to and from your resort to the parks like that. Maybe not like that. It might take a while, but still you don't have to drive. I can super appreciate that. Also, if you stay on a Disney resort, stay on Disney property, you don't have to leave the immersion of Disney World, which is cool. If you're all about Disney, it is your place to be. You're gonna be there 24/7. They've got you covered in the magic.
So if you're looking for the best theme park perks, our readers have spoken. It's Universal. Universal is the best value when it comes to all the perks. Of course, keep in mind that what's good for one person might not be good for you, but that's why we research and review to help you make the best decision for you. But how would you vote? Let us know in the comments. This is Chris for AllEars.net. See you next time.